Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well. Wanted to talk today about rates, buying, selling, what is happening with this market. So rates continue to trend down. The Fed's going to meet this week. The expectation is that they might cut rates again. But we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, for buyers and sellers, things are definitely slowing down towards the end of the year, as they do, and then getting ready to pick up in the springtime. Right now, people really have the holidays on the brain, not really thinking as much about fitting time to see houses or listing their house, especially if they're going to have a lot of family over, but really thinking about that coming into the new year. So if you're planning on selling your home, it's really important to look at not necessarily what happened last spring, but what's been happening in the fall and the trends of how pricing is going, so that you make sure you have some really realistic expectations as you price your home. For pricing for sellers, there's two things to keep in mind. Do you want to have an end goal of the house is sold? The house is sold, I'm moving on. Or do you want to have an end goal of, I really need to hit this dollar amount? Or is it some combination of them? So really being clear with yourself about what your motivations are for selling and where you need to end up. And how does an agent play into all this? Well, you can definitely look at some historical data on Zillow, Redfin, all of that, and see what things have been selling at. It may or may not be accurate. That's just kind of the reality of all of that, is that sometimes algorithms are not always accurate. But an agent can really pull all that data from the county, from the state, and see where things have been, but also really help you talk to you, about what they've been seeing in the market, and trends, and then historical trends too, looking back at what's been happening for the last several years or last time a cycle like this happened. The other thing an agent can do is that they can bring a non-emotional, objective view to the table. So we live in our houses. They're our home. It's where we raise our kids. It's where we celebrate. It's where we cry, all of that. So we do have those emotional attachments. So having somebody come in and help us look at it, because in most of our minds, our homes are priceless. It's our home. So letting go of some of that emotion and just looking at the facts can really help you get to better clarity on where you need to be. So as you're pricing your home, just keep in mind how many homes are on the market, the last time this many homes were on the market, what buying has been like over the last year. Have buyers been coming out at the same rate every month? Are they coming down slightly? We have seen them trending down some at the end of the year, despite higher inventory. And what are buyers looking for? Because even though you may need a specific amount for your house, the reality is you want your house sold. So really just focusing on that, and not necessarily on pointing out every single thing that you think is right for the house. And for buyers looking, it's really important to remember that you are buying someone's home. And so while you're looking for the best bargain and you're thinking about your equity and the equity you're going to build in it, you want to be conscious of the equity somebody else has built in it. So when you're making offers, you want to be realistic in your offer. Offering low just because there's lots of inventory can really turn off some sellers. And even if a seller doesn't have any other offers coming in, they don't have to sell to you. So making a seller upset is not really in your best interest. So being very clear on why you're offering the amount you are, and that you recognize the time and energy and money that the seller has put into the home is very important. Another thing for buyers to remember is that the perfect house, it doesn't actually exist. Because any house, even if you walk into it, you're like, yes, this is gonna be perfect. Within 6 months or a year of living in it, you're gonna find at least one, if not 20 to 50 things that you would like to change. Things that you would do slightly differently, or different paint color or something. So really you're looking for like the vibe of the house, you're looking for location, you're looking for, the correct overall spacing. Don't miss the right one because you're looking for the perfect one. So make sure you're working with your agent to really dial in your list of what you do want and what you don't want. And it's okay if it changes throughout the entire process. That is normal, that is healthy. And whether you're buying or selling, making sure you're working with somebody you can trust is very, very important. And I know I've said it before, but you know, agents are like, they should feel like the best sweatshirt you've ever put on. So when you're interviewing people, like, it's okay if it doesn't fit. Not every sweatshirt is the one that you want to spend time on the couch on. So try on different agents, talk to us, ask us what we're into, what we specialize in, why we do what we do. Just make sure we're a really good fit, because we are going to be talking about your finances. We are going to be talking about your life goals. We are going to be talking about all these things that are very personal, and we're going to be holding your hand through the whole process. So find your agent. And yeah, don't be afraid to shop around. And I would love to talk to you if you'd like to give me a call, and have a great rest of your week.